And then I'm like, I think I'm going to have to become a vegan. And it was like,
with like
it was like a sentence of death. No, it was.
Welcome back to Stuff That We Like / Enjoy, at least at this point in time. I'm Caleb.
And I'm Christina.
And today...
I'm Carrie.
And every day.
And every day she's Carrie, too. Today, we have a very special guest. Christina, why don't you introduce
This is
special?
Carrie Pitzel, who is my mother. We bear a little bit of a resemblance. When our hair was both dark when we were younger.
Yes.
The old ladies at church would confuse us, which was very cute. Yes.
It was cute.
Yeah, so we're so glad to finally have you on the podcast.
Yeah,
One of the
welcome.
first listeners over the last almost 2 years we've been doing this, which is
Awesome.
crazy. So, yeah.
Yes, I'm happy to be here.
Yeah.
Could you tell us just a tiny bit about yourself before we dive into today's topic?
Oh, like what?
Born and raised?
Oh, yeah. I was born in Colorado. Raised in Colorado.
I guess that was an easy one. That's on me.
Married in Colorado.
Married
Yep.
in Colorado. 35 years this November to Fred,
Wow.
Christina's wonderful
Father.
Congratulations.
Yes, and the
That's huge.
stability of our home
Yes.
besides Jesus.
He really is the rock.
Yes, he
Yes.
is.
Shout
He's
out to
solid.
Fred.
Yes, yes.
Thanks. And
So
Fred's
I
always
homeschooled
been...
my kids.
That's right.
Yep.
You did.
From beginning to end. Praise the Lord. Loved it.
How was that? How was Christina as a
Oh, she
homeschool
was
child?
an amazing student. Yes, yes. Yeah. Is
All
that
the
what
time?
you mean in the homeschool
Yeah.
world? Yes,
Yeah.
in the homeschool world.
In the
she was
homeschool
an
world,
amazing
she was a
student.
star.
Yes, she was a star. Yes, yes. And in church.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah.
Easy child.
Oh, well, that's very
With,
kind.
with some little quirks
Yes, lots
that
of
you
quirks.
worked through.
That's very kind of. I've brought them in. Caleb knows all my quirks
Yes,
now.
yes.
I do. I have some of my own,
Yes.
so that's fair.
Yeah.
How was Carrie as a homeschool mom?
Well, I've never had another homeschool mom to compare her to
Very true.
personally,
Very
but
true.
compared to a lot of my friends' moms who homeschooled, I think she did an excellent job.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, because she was.
We won't let any of my old homeschool friend moms
Yes.
listen to this.
Because I had some friends, which is great too, because with homeschooling you can do whatever you want, but that they wouldn't do school for like weeks on end and just
I was a very scheduled,
very structured.
homeschooled mom.
Yes.
I scheduled 4 days a week. If they got their work done in 4, they got the 5th off.
That's a
Yeah,
pretty
there
good
we
deal.
go. Yeah,
That's a really good deal.
So
Yeah,
I enjoyed
okay.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
4-day work week. And then you guys moved to...
We moved to Kansas City 5 years ago.
Wow.
Okay.
All right.
5
years
years
ago.
ago. Yep.
Does that feel crazy to you?
It's insane.
Yeah.
Totally different world. We were joking around about how, like, when things get tough, you said that you and Caleb will go, let's move to Colorado.
Yeah.
And I said to Dad, like, when things get tough, we'll go, let's move to Colorado. I don't know why that feels like the answer.
The mountains
at all.
will fix things.
Yeah. I even said to Dad, why is that the answer? He's like, because you can go breathe the air and
Yes.
it's just, oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's a Colorado man as well.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he's from Nebraska, but loves Colorado, goes visits his sister there even when I don't come along.
Yes.
So,
That's too nice.
yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for being on the podcast.
Yes.
Super great to have you.
Yes.
I hear you have a topic outlined for today.
I
so I'm going to
do.
pass it on over to you.
You have to
Yes.
ask me the question.
All right,
All right.
Christina.
So, Mom, what is something that you like / enjoy, at least at this point in time?
So, what I like / enjoy at this point in time, and I'm planning on liking it for the rest of my life, but we'll see, is eating a plant-based diet, specifically high raw vegan.
Okay.
Wow.
There we
High
go.
raw.
High raw
vegan. Can you explain what that is?
Yes. So the reason, of course, so I've been eating plant-based high raw for 2.5 years now. And would I ever guessed I would have done that? Absolutely no way, none, zero. But I started because of health reasons, and I'll explain that. But I thought it'd be fun to talk about this today because you talking about the carnivore diet, when you talked about that, I cringed multiple times. I cannot even process that in my brain where that could ever be okay at all. Right. Zero. None.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Fruitarianism, I cringed a bit on that one too. Not as much, just because of the glucose effect of eating,
Just
sugary
sugar all the time.
fruit all the time. That's odd. The protein one made me reboot my chronometer, see if I'm getting enough protein.
Let's go.
Yeah. And then your most recent one on the keto diet, I actually did for a while.
Christina mentioned that to me.
Yeah, and I
tried
can't
that.
remember how long ago. It's been at least 5 years because it was in Colorado.
Right. I would
don't
say it's
even
like maybe 10 years ago.
Probably 10 years ago, and I don't remember with eating a certain way. I've never done it a lot for my weight. It's more always been geared towards my health.
Right.
So I'm not sure what was about the keto diet at the time that they were saying was health.
I think it was one of our aunts had done it, and
Okay.
she said it was really helpful. I don't know, during her 40s or whatever.
I just remember being really, really full all the time,
Oh, that's nice.
but not being able to get in as much fat as you need
As you
to
needed?
because
Oh, okay.
I was so full.
Yeah.
And I started drinking cod liver oil
I remember that.
to get in enough.
Olive oil?
Cod liver
Cod
oil.
liver oil
Cod
was the
liver
one
oil.
that they
Okay.
recommended to get in enough fat. So anyways, I have studied,
Experienced?
ventured,
Tested.
yes.
Yeah.
Research.
Experimented.
Many diets over the years. And this is the only one that I've made into a lifestyle.
Right.
For sure.
That's high praise.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 2.5 years, that's crazy. Would not have. I remember you even asking me, would you have guessed you'd ever do this? I'm like, no way.
No,
Like,
right.
that is crazy. What did you ask me?
About what is high raw vegan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So people, and that's a funny thing, what people do when, like, I like to say plant-based, and I started by saying plant-based because it just sounds less
Pretentious.
Yes.
or-
snotty, like I'm
Totally.
cool and I'm
Yeah.
but people will kind of like look at you,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I eat vegan.
Yeah.
And then they're like, so you don't eat fish?
Yeah.
All the time. It's hilarious. I'm
What
like,
about
no.
cheese? Yeah.
Yeah, eggs? You don't eat eggs? One of my dear friends just the other day was like, you don't eat eggs? Where have you been? I don't know.
Yeah. Would you know where eggs come from?
I'm like, no.
Yeah.
So the difference. So there's a variety going on here. You have vegetarianism, which is no meat. That's pretty much it. They
Okay.
still eat eggs, drink milk. It's just no meat.
Just no meat.
No meat.
Okay.
So vegan is no meat or animal products. So you're going to have no meat, no eggs, no butter, so no milk, no dairy. And one that I found out just recently was no honey.
Yes. We've
Because
talked
it's
about that.
it's considered a animal product.
So you can't have honey anymore.
So I don't eat a lot of honey, so that's not a
Yeah.
problem. But if someone was to say, I made this and the only thing in it is honey,
Yeah.
I'm
Right.
eating it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not like I'm not
I'm eating
legalistic
it.
about that
Yes.
at all.
Well, and also like the way honey is made, it's like bees' saliva. So I feel like it's different than like milk that comes out of a cow's udder that's designed for
Sure.
a different purpose.
Yeah.
And I think the only people that are really on the don't eat honey thing are more like ethical vegans, like, oh, we're being mean to the bees
Okay.
because we're taking away their honey.
That totally
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. High raw vegan, which of course I didn't know any of this until 2.5 years ago when I started to look into this. But high raw just means that 70 to 80% of your food that you eat is raw. So you're not cooking it, you're not preparing it. You are, I mean, I could say you are preparing it, but you're not cooking and also processing. That was more what I meant, was like processed food. So even if you could get a cracker or flour, almond flour is milled, but it's not highly processed.
Yeah.
Right.
So you're gonna have some stuff that would not be processed that you want to stay away from processed food. But high raw just means you're eating a lot of vegetables.
Okay, lots of vegetables.
Ton of vegetables. Of course, fruit too, but the way I eat, I'm low on fruit, and that's for other reasons.
And the vegetables are largely uncooked, correct?
The vegetables are uncooked. I do have cooked vegetables once in a while. I make sweet potato chips in my dehydrator. So this is a rule about high raw. You can cook things if you keep it under 115 degrees.
No way.
Which most ovens do
Don't
not go that low.
Yeah.
So a dehydrator is the way you do that. And you ask why? Well, the reason is
yes, why?
Because heat kills the enzymes, heat kills the nutrients, and your body, which totally makes sense. The God made this food to have enzymes that helps your body digest it properly. Mm-hmm. Well, we kill all that. So then we put the food in our body can't digest it properly, and then we end up buying, enzymes to help digest food.
Totally.
Yeah. And so that's one of the reasons why you don't want to heat the food above a certain temperature.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is killing the enzymes, also nutrients, especially like if you're boiling veggies. Think about there was a time when I was doing something where I was boiling veggies and I was throwing the veggies away and I was drinking the broth
Oh, wow.
to get the nutrients.
Oh.
Don't know if that was true or not, but that's what I was told.
We did
so
it.
I did that
Good.
for a very
Yeah.
long time. Now I just eat tons of vegetables, and I do it mostly through green smoothies, just because
Okay,
it's
you
the
grind 'em up.
easiest way to get them down.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
What was the hardest transition for you going from eating how you were before? Because you didn't eat a lot of processed foods to start
Right.
with. Was the hardest part giving up meat, or was it the eating uncooked vegetables?
I think that the trickiest thing was when you left the house.
Oh, okay.
So just having to plan ahead for especially going on trips. That was definitely the trickiest, more than giving up meat. And for a while, I didn't eat any soy products or beans or things like that. I just did the green smoothies and salads.
Right.
And so I was just eating all the time. And so transitioning into having some more filling food was good. But also tricky thing is, and still is going to restaurants. It's
Makes
just
sense.
hard.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Do you usually look up the menu before you go to the
Yes.
restaurant?
Yeah. And
Pro move.
and so I'll look at the menu definitely to see if they have vegan, but also is it healthy vegan?
Yes.
Because that's a tricky thing about vegan. Just because you eat plant-based, just because you eat vegan doesn't mean you eat healthy.
Yeah.
And I'm doing this for health.
Right.
And so I'm very particular about what kind of oils do they cook with and things like that. I will give in a little bit when it comes to the oil if that's the only thing that's questionable about it. But usually my gut will tell me later on.
Totally.
It'll be like, yeah, that was not. Your
Not
body
good
doesn't
oil.
like that.
Yes.
Which is such a bummer because they can have a salad option, but if it has any type of vinaigrette or oil
Yeah.
on there that you can't have,
Yep.
the salad's out.
Yep.
Or I guess you order it without the oil.
Yeah, and lots of times I will bring my own salad dressing.
There you go.
If I'm going to a restaurant that has a beautiful salad and it's something different than I eat at home,
Yeah.
I'll just bring my salad dressing along and put that on, or I'll just ask for the guacamole, something that I know is not going to have oil in it. Because oil
Totally.
is the tricky one when
Yes.
it comes to even vegan food. But like I was saying, just because it's vegan doesn't mean it's healthy. Oreos are vegan.
Right.
Wonder
Yeah.
Bread is vegan.
Oh, our Wonder Bread lover.
There it is.
Sugar
That's all the excuse
is
I needed.
vegan.
Right.
So people will be like, "Oh, you're eating that? Isn't that full of sugar?" I'm like, "Well, I'm eating it because I don't eat a lot of sugar." I'm like, "Yes, I'm having this little tiny piece, but it doesn't."
Right.
Yeah.
You can get vegan chocolate that has a ton of sugar.
It's crazy. Some
Yeah.
of the
Yes.
most unhealthy people I knew in my mid to early 20s were vegans.
Yeah.
Because they're like, yeah, I don't eat meat.
Eat
but
white
it's just
bread and eat,
oh
all
yeah,
these kind
everything
of
you're
things.
substituting in for the stuff you're not eating is actually terrible for you.
So I eat extremely healthy vegan. I make a joke that sometimes when I go over to a friend's house and they're like, oh, this is gluten-free, but you can't eat it because there's an egg in it. And they've made like a coffee cake. And I'm like, for the sake of love, I will have a little piece of that. You know, because in my mind, I'm thinking, I'm not doing this like legalistically.
Yeah.
I'm doing this for my body.
Right.
And if I'm going to have 1/20th of an egg in this little piece
You're
of
totally
coffee
fine.
cake, I'm good.
Yeah. Right.
Honestly, I'm probably more concerned about the white flour and the sugar than I
Right.
am that tiny bit of egg.
Yes.
And so
That makes it sustainable
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Because you can't live on a diet that's going to make you completely miserable
Yeah.
every time you're with people.
Or offend everybody you're around.
Yeah, that's a big part
And
of
I
it.
and I have lots of interesting conversations with people. Now, of course, my people know I am the way I am, and like we're planning a barbecue at church, and someone always will go, and Carrie will bring the salad, and I'm like, yeah, I will.
Yes, yeah.
You know, and they just know that that's what I do, and it's okay. I'll have very interesting conversations. I actually thought of one that I had at my husband Fred's work get together, and his boss was in town, and it was a big ceremony they were having. And there was a couple of us that had ordered the vegan option, which was really nice. And nowadays that's a popular enough thing
Yes.
that they do, you know, the gluten-free and the vegan option is pretty common. And so then I had to have this conversation at my table about why I eat vegan.
Yeah.
And his boss actually was very into it and was standing in the food line with me, asking me about it. And he's like, yeah, so do you have more energy? I'm like, oh my gosh, yes, absolutely. And he goes, yeah, I'm really struggling with that, you know. And people will say to me all the time, oh, that's something I should do, you know, but they're not going to.
Right. No. Yes.
It's
a lot of work.
It's hard and it's a lot of work and you have to be desperate, right?
Isn't it funny? You can kind of tell
No,
when
you're
people
like,
say, I got to
that's
do
nice.
that.
You want to make me
they're
not
like,
feel weird,
Yeah.
and then I'm doing some noble thing.
I'm not going to do this.
But you're not going to do this.
so-
But this is what's crazy is 2 weeks later, he had a heart attack.
Yeah. I heard about that.
That was
Crazy.
insane after
Yeah.
I had this. And he was telling me about how tired he was, worn out he was, and he had like huge blockage, and he's fine now.
Yeah.
But I said to Fred, I'm like, whoa, that was insane to have a
Yeah.
conversation with someone
Yes.
that's being like very interested, overly
Right.
Yeah.
interested in. So does this help you health wise and stuff like
That's
that?
how you know somebody's desperate enough to make
Yeah.
a change.
Yes.
Exactly.
Is when they're
Yeah.
really interested.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
there's a guy at Caleb's work who's like a real foodie and loves making food, but he recently found out that he has some health problems. And so he's been asking Caleb, like, what are some good, like, vegan recipes
Oh
and
yeah,
stuff.
and we had like vegan lunch
Yeah.
the other day.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. It
Yeah.
was really tasty.
No,
and
totally.
he's an amazing cook, which is why he actually has so many health problems. Ironically,
Yes.
all the
No,
fat and
totally.
salt.
which is a very interesting conversation to have with people when they say, oh yeah, I should do that because I have this health issue or that health issue. But in your brain, you're thinking you're not going to,
Yeah.
Right.
because it's really hard. But there are people that do. Obviously, I did. But the whole thing of it being a lot of work, it's just not something you just do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to the green smoothies that I drink, that was actually my turning point. Was I had been trying so many different things for anti-inflammation. We were really getting into the omega-3s over the
Yes.
omega-6s,
Yeah.
which, by the way, omega-6s aren't bad.
Yeah. Good point.
There's only so many spots in your body that have like omega slots.
Yeah.
And they are rude. Omega-6s are rude. They're like, no, I'm coming in there and I'm filling up every spot possible.
Like that. They're rude.
Right? And they
that's-
don't leave a place for the omega-3s.
Exactly. And that's a good clarification because I think I have in the past demonized omega-6s
Yeah.
because it's like you only want the 3s. The 6s are the bad guys.
Yeah.
they're
They're
okay.
still good, and omega-9s are good. We actually need all three of them.
See, I have zero knowledge.
Yeah, I
about
don't know much about
omega-9.
omega-9s.
So there's, and you can get capsules that are omega-3. I think actually when you were young, when I first started to learn about omegas, and they would come in 3, 6, 9.
Yeah.
They would do all three for young people. I'm not sure why.
Yeah.
But so we started to learn about omegas, and I was all about, okay, all I'm going to eat is wild caught salmon, and I'm going to eat free range chicken eggs, because they are literally double the amount of omega-3s just by getting a free range chicken that eats what? Eats grass, eats bugs, eats
regular stuff,
not grain
and corn
given to them by, corn given to them by their human keeper.
Yeah.
And so we were really into that.
Yes.
And that was right on the beginning of me learning about, from a coworker, his wife has an autoimmune condition, and he says, have you ever heard of Dr. Brooke Goldner's protocol? It's called
something lupus.
Goodbye Lupus.
Yeah.
Okay. I was going to say I kissed lupus goodbye. That would be awesome too.
I kiss lupus
Not
goodbye.
to be confused with the homeschool book, I Kiss Dating Goodbye. Yes.
Which we would not recommend either.
Okay, so he told me about this, and I started looking into it, and she just really emphasizes what is called, she calls hypernourishment. So you're literally putting in your body all of these healing foods, and you're cutting out of your body the foods that are harmful. Mm-hmm. So there's a range, you have healing foods and you have harmful foods. And then you have the stuff that's kind of in the middle. And honestly, most human beings touch a little bit of these foods, but mostly focus on here down.
Right.
They just do. That's normal American eating. And so anyhow, I read up on it. I listened to her testimony of being healed of lupus by eating this way, which lupus is incurable.
Yes.
And she's a medical doctor. Her story is really cool. And right now, I think she's 18 years with her blood work being taken, with them checking all of her numbers, completely free of lupus and any of the symptoms of it. So she had my attention, you know. I'm like, okay. Totally. And I remember sitting in the coffee shop talking to you and Am and I, that's my mom, and I'm telling them about it, and I'm like all into it. And then I'm like, I think I'm going to have to become a vegan. And it was... it was like a sentence of death. No, it was. I'm like, I think I'm going to have to do this. And the next day I started. Yeah. And so we joke around, like if I was to write a book, it would be called The Overnight Vegan.
Oh, yeah.
I was just like, no, I'm all in.
That's so funny.
And I was.
Yeah, I remember.
I am still.
Because like a week later, Caleb and I met up with you and Dad in Hot Springs, Arkansas for a little bit of a vacation. And you've been doing this for like 4 or 5 days. Yeah. And you were like, I'm like Superwoman. I have so much energy.
Yes. Yeah. It was crazy. It was really crazy. And it's been, I would say at the time I started with green smoothies, and some people are thinking green smoothies, that could be yummy.
Yeah. Big mistake. Huge.
Okay, I like my green smoothie, but I've worked really hard to get to this point. So I know I was going on one direction about this, and then I just took a little bunny trail. Right. So maybe we'll get back to what I was going to say. But I don't remember it right now.
Don't worry about it.
So, anyways, in the green smoothie, I drink 80 ounces of green smoothie a day. That's a lot of green smoothie.
Yeah,
that is a lot.
So what I was going to say earlier, actually, I just remembered, is that people health-wise, if they're like, no way would I become a vegan, then start drinking green smoothies, like healthy green smoothies, which I'll explain in a second. Yeah. Because that alone is you're getting so much more healing food into your body. First of all, you're not going to have as much room to put the crud food.
Totally.
Yeah. But also you're going to be getting like super, super healthy stuff in your body, even if you don't cut out
the other garbage.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And you can still eat meat and be okay. That kind of hurt a little bit to say. But I don't know about milk. I feel really strong about that. But I was listening to a podcast one day, a gentleman who actually cured cancer in his body through eating vegan. It wasn't high raw. He actually did some cooked vegetables and stuff like that. I was a little surprised. But very, very strict, healthy vegan. Mm-hmm. And the podcast host asked him, so if I don't want to go vegan, I still want to eat meat, is there certain ones you would recommend? Mm-hmm. He says, absolutely. Wild caught salmon and really organic, healthy, free-range chicken. And those were the two things he recommended.
Really? So no beef, though?
No beef.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bummer.
Yeah.
But that's still great.
You know, you can say grass-fed beef is better, but, you know, it still has enough stuff in it that's not great.
Yeah.
But no dairy. Like, dairy's awful. It's just horrible. And we could do a whole episode on that.
We may have you back.
It was one of my first episodes, if not the first episode.
But we can have you back to do a deep
how
dive.
bad dairy is.
I love that.
So anyhow, with my green smoothie, I started with it a little bit sweeter and then worked into what I drink today.
How did you sweeten it up? With fruit?
So I did use half a banana.
Okay.
So this is in an 80-ounce Vitamix. And so what I would do is, and I still do this, I take 1 pound of spinach. My dear friend also the other day was like, you drink a pound of spinach a day? It was so cute. I'm like, yes, you've not heard me talk about this. Like, this is a big deal. You can smash a pound of spinach into a Vitamix.
Yeah.
And then I add a 1/4 cup of flax seeds, a 1/4 cup of chia seeds. Mm-hmm. And recently, Christina told me that flax seeds can affect
your blood pressure and blood sugar, which usually people have high blood pressure and high blood sugar, but I struggle with it being chronically very low.
Right.
So I was benefiting myself in the opposite direction.
Yeah.
So I've cut out flax. Yeah.
Yeah. So I've been adjusting that where I'm doing more chia, less flax.
Right.
Just because I can get tired if I drink 80 ounces of this, if I jam it in too fast and don't have enough solid food. I've noticed that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But so I do a pound of spinach or power greens. Power greens are even better. They have char in it. They have kale in it. So those are even better, but spinach is just easier available.
Yeah.
And so I jam that in, put my flax seeds in, put my chia seeds in, 1/4 cup. That's a half a cup.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
It's got a ton of omega-3s in it.
Yes.
It's very, very healing.
Yeah.
Extremely healing.
Yeah.
Dark leafy vegetables are extremely healing. So if you think of, instead of just healthy, you think of healing.
Right.
This is healing for my body.
That's a good distinction to make because it also incentivizes you to eat food not just because it's healthy, but because it's healing.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's a good.
So
that's
that
really good.
was my big focus with going this way was, is this going to help what is making me hurt?
Yeah.
Like, is this going to, so spinach, flax seeds, chia seeds, and then now I do 1 cup of berries. And then water.
What kind of berries?
I'm sorry, my protein powder.
Okay.
That's the game changer.
And what kind of berries?
So I do the mixed frozen berries.
Okay.
Organic at Costco. The berries.
Humble brag about the Costco membership.
Yes. So
I love it.
berries are the lowest glycemic fruit.
Interesting.
So bananas, pretty high up there.
Yeah. They're
definitely sweeter.
Yeah.
But the difference did make when I started to take bananas out. I used to put lemon in. I used to put green apple in. Anything that I could get it to taste good enough to drink.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's just being honest.
Right.
Totally.
Yeah.
And then I got where I like it.
Right. Well, because you don't want to be miserable your whole life.
No.
You know,
I want to be able to get down that pound of greens.
Yeah.
You know? So that was what I did. And then I moved into using a vegan protein powder that was recommended by a holistic doctor. And he's like, this is just super clean. It's actually really good and helps your body absorb the nutrients better.
Yeah.
cool.
So that was helpful
Yeah.
when I could, because it actually tastes good. I think it's sweetened with monk fruit or
Okay.
one of those really safe sweeteners.
Nice.
Yeah, I think it's, or maybe it's xylitol. So one of those
Yeah.
that's really good. But anyways, so I drink this and I eat 3 salads a day.
Okay.
And so at the time, I was just doing my green smoothie, just doing salads. I was developing my own salad dressing, really working at doing something that tasted good, that didn't have bad oils.
Yeah.
And so I make my own salad dressing and I just make a bunch up and freeze it and pull it out as I need it.
Wow.
And I love it.
Yeah.
I really do.
It is
do.
very good.
Yeah,
Okay.
I really do. And so now I've added in tofu, seeds. I have some beans, hummus. You got to look for the good hummus.
you
the
gotta have some
hummus,
good hummus in there.
the hummus with the olive oil or avocado oil. Don't do the canola oil. Don't do that.
Yes.
But those kind of things have made the way I eat funner
Yeah.
Yeah.
than at the beginning.
Yeah.
But it wasn't about eating for fun. It was
Right.
about
Yes.
eating to help my body.
Totally.
And it did.
Yeah.
Obviously, people will go, so it helped you a lot? And I go, I would not
no,
eat
still
this
be
way.
doing
Have you
this.
seen my
No
diet?
way.
Why would I do this?
No, why would I do this for me if I
Yes.
didn't see, if I was not convinced
Yeah.
this was the healthiest
Yeah.
way for me to eat?
I love that.
Yeah.
So I know that you have a little bit of the history of how veganism came about prepared for us. Why don't we dive into that, and then I have a couple follow-up questions from
Okay.
what we've already talked
Okay,
about.
cool.
Sounds great.
Cool. Yeah, so this was very interesting for me because the only reason I looked it up is because you all will talk about the
history of things, yes.
And I'm like, oh, I don't know where it started. And so it started with vegetarianism.
Okay.
And it was where modern veganism grew into or from was vegetarianism. It started with ancient India. It was more of a religious, what we would call ethical, but they did it because of their religion.
Right.
Was that the animal, to kill the animal was unethical
Right.
or against their religion.
Because
Okay.
they believe, I think, in reincarnation. So you
Right.
could be killing your
You
grandma.
could be eating
Yeah.
Bob, and they're not going to do that.
Can't eat Bob.
No. So I don't
You
know
can
if
just-
that's true,
you
but
can
yes,
just eat- you
that's
can
the
eat Bob- you can
simplification
eat Bob's
of
milk
it. Yeah,
or his eggs.
Yes. So that was interesting because at first they had not distinguished that at all.
Right, yeah.
And I'm even
Yeah.
thinking of the egg. They know that that's going to become a chicken. So I
Which
don't know
is
where the
you're eating
thoughts
another
were there.
person, essentially.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. So then Greek philosophers were definitely in it more for ethical, like
Okay.
straight up ethical versus the religious tent
Yeah.
of it.
Okay.
Greek philosophers were more that way. Then they started to kind of think about, oh, well, maybe we shouldn't be eating anything that comes from the animal.
Right.
And kind of pondering the thoughts behind that.
Mm-hmm.
In the 1800s, organized vegetarian groups appeared in the United Kingdom and the United States.
Okay.
And it wasn't until 1944 where the word vegan, so they started to transition in between that time into vegan
Okay.
versus vegetarian.
Okay.
And where does the name vegan come from? It's the first part of vegetarian and the last part of vegetarian glued together.
Oh, so
That's
they just
literally
cut it.
how
That's how
they
it
came
came
up
about?
with it. They
Vegan.
took out the middle part. I'm like, I was waiting for this like cool reason.
Like an
Yeah.
acronym
No.
or a Latin
Yeah.
root word.
I was a little bit, totally. I was a little bit disappointed about how much of it was about religion or ethnics.
ethics. Yeah.
Even environmental concerns. And I was like, I literally could not think of one reason environmental would come into it.
Right.
So I had to look it up.
Of course.
And it's the climate change that they think of from the animals belching.
Yeah, like farting and burping. Yeah,
yes.
totally.
So that is supposed to help hurt the
ozone
ozone layer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which, who knows? And then also deforestation, because you have to take down forests to have grazing land for your animals. And we're talking about, these companies that this is what they do.
Yeah.
They breed cows to grow, to slaughter, to feed. So that made a little bit of sense. I was surprised at how low the health reasons were on the list I think now it's much more. Yeah. But the history of it was not.
It's pretty meandering, it seems like.
Yeah. The only people I knew that were vegan 10 years ago or vegetarian was because of the
ethical reasons.
Yeah, for the animals.
Reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
And I remember you said same with you, right?
Yeah. For the most part, vegetarians and vegans I knew, and it was for ethical reasons.
And for some reason, if I ever heard about them, I thought, oh, they're eating that way because they think meat is bad for you.
Yeah. Same.
That was just and I remember when you in college met a gal that was an ethical vegan, and I was like, oh, I did not know that was something.
Right,
it was actually really surprising to me.
Yeah, and she would eat Oreos, so it wasn't like for her health, but it just was for the sake of the animals.
I think that speaks to somebody with, and this is a blanket statement, so forgive me if I'm wrong, but somebody with high empathy and low intelligence, because you're feeling bad for an animal, so you're killing yourself. You're cutting years off your life. Anyways.
So what's interesting is Dr. Brooke Goldner was the one who I started to look into her stuff and follow her protocol. And she was an ethical vegan. So she was an ethical vegan, had lupus. I think she was diagnosed at 12 or 14.
Yeah, she was very sick.
Very young, very sick. Yeah. They were like, you won't ever have kids. You probably shouldn't get married. Like, you will live a very short life.
Be in a wheelchair.
She was, you will be crippled. Yeah. She was very, very sick. She ate vegan ethically, which again, I was like, wow, so interesting. And she was becoming a medical doctor. So she was smart.
Yep.
Yes.
There we go.
So the blanket statement doesn't work.
Yep. So she was very, very smart. And she's like, they didn't teach us anything about nutrition. And what they did was very, the pyramid.
Right.
And then she met her husband, who was a bodybuilder. And he ate, not keto. It's the one where they eat a lot of beans. And I had
it.
Paleo.
Okay. Paleo.
Okay.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. Did you guys do paleo?
Yeah.
Okay, you did.
We're actually about to jump into paleo for the next 30 days.
Okay.
Which is pretty crazy.
Okay, but did you do paleo on your podcast?
Like,
did you
talk about it?
Yeah.
I think I might have done an episode about it. If not, then I'm doing an upcoming one.
Yeah, so he ate paleo. And so they end up falling in love. She told him, he wants to marry her. She's like, hey, I'm not going to be able to have kids. I'm going to live a very short life. I mean, she gives it to him straight.
Yeah.
And he's like, I want to marry you. They get engaged. She decides she wants to lose some weight for her wedding. So he takes what he's eating and makes it vegan and starts having her eat that way. And one of the things he really encouraged her to eat was a lot of broccoli. She said that she dipped it in guacamole, ate tons of, they hadn't figured out the smoothie yet. She said that she just was eating green
healing vegetables.
Vegetables. And then she also ate tofu and beans and stuff like that. And then her lupus doctor is like, checking her blood. What are you doing?
Right.
What's happening? He's seeing it. She's like, I am feeling better. I have more energy, less inflammation. And so the story goes on to the point where she is testing completely free of lupus. And her lupus doctor keeps her on her medication for another 2 years.
Wow.
And she goes, why am I still on this? And he goes, because I'm terrified to take you off of it. People don't get healed of lupus. This doesn't happen.
Yeah.
And finally, after 2 years of her testing free of it, they took her off of it, and it's been, 18 years now. So just very impressive. But yeah, just how she came across it was literally by accident.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Totally crazy.
Yeah.
And so now she coaches people, helps them be accountable, helps them tweak stuff. I didn't pay the money to do that. I just did it myself.
Right, exactly.
I'm like,
I'll just read all your things.
I'll just do it, yeah.
Well, and her videos are amazing and very explanatory.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. That's cool. So she kind of stumbled upon how veganism, high raw, can help heal
High raw
your
can help
autoimmune
heal.
diseases.
And they're the ones that coined the phrase hyponourishing. So hyper nourishing, that you are putting huge amounts of healing food. And the way they came up with it was through, they call it their smoothie solution. So it's like, people can't walk around eating broccoli all day long.
Yeah.
Or eating kale all day long. So let's figure out how to make a smoothie that does it.
Yes, that's great. Yeah, because it's a lot nicer to drink your spinach rather than eat a pound of it. Yeah, it's a lot of chewing.
Yeah. And she recommends that you do a pound of greens in your smoothie and then eat another half pound to a pound of healing vegetables
During the day.
During
the
the
same
day.
day. Okay.
So you're looking at 1.5 pounds to 2 pounds of healing vegetables. And I do it every day, and I do not have a problem with it.
Now, if somebody's looking to do this after hearing you or maybe finding the doctor, what was her name?
Brooke Goldner.
Brooke Goldner.
Yep.
Dr. Brooke Goldner. How long do you think it would take them to put a system in place like you've put in place? Because it took you a while.
Yeah, so
that's a good question.
So I jumped straight into making the smoothies and making the salads the way she had explained to do. Like I said, overnight. I just went grocery shopping, bought the stuff, started doing it. But it took me a while to develop the smoothie the way I liked it to taste.
Yes.
And I knew what my goal was to eliminate bananas in my smoothie just because they are high glucose. And I was fighting some other stuff that I didn't like. I didn't want that in my diet. So I knew my goal was to go to, I actually tried for a while, no fruit.
Yes.
And
Was that tough?
it was bad.
I can't even imagine.
we love our bananas. Yes.
It was. I know you guys do.
Yeah.
It was rough. And so I went to green apple and lemon. Oh, I also tried doing ginger. I did ginger for a while. And a lot of that was just for the sake of it having flavor.
Yeah.
Because it's so flavorless. So when I started adding, because you can find really good protein powders that are healthy, pure, and are sweetened with things like monk fruit and stuff like that. And that makes a huge difference. So that made a difference for me. And just the cup of berries, I probably can go without them, but I just don't want to.
Yeah.
Oh,
Totally.
I also make celery ice cream.
This is a weird one. It's one of
did
the few
not
things
know
I've
that.
not gotten on board with that I've tried.
Celery
But I think it's
ice
because I
cream?
know the ingredients.
Okay. So your question was, how do you how long did it take for me to? So it took me a while, but my biggest thing was developing my smoothie that I could drink 80 ounces a day.
Yes.
That was my goal.
Okay.
And so I
Develop the
had to
smoothie.
develop the smoothie the way I liked it. And she says to keep the fruit that you intake less than 25% of what you're eating a day should be fruit. I was going a lot lower than that.
25%, that's a lot of fruit.
It's quite a bit. And so she's all into bananas and stuff. I just wasn't in my brain. I knew too much from the past to be okay with that. And then my salad dressing was the other big thing that took me a while to develop. That I was like, okay, I like this. It's flavorful.
Yes.
I started eating cilantro, which I'm not a fan of cilantro.
Really?
And for some reason, I started putting in my salad dressing to get flavor. And I'm like, okay, good. This is good. This has flavor. Put Dijon mustard and garlic and things that are pretty strong profile. But the base of it is celery, which has almost no flavor.
Wow.
And so I was trying to get some flavor in there. So my celery ice cream also developed over time.
So
And
gross.
What the heck?
I dice up celery.
Yeah.
I freeze it. I have like big, my protein powder jugs full of it in my freezer. And I number the top of it because I don't want one of them getting really
Frostbite,
old.
yes.
Yeah.
Frostbite,
Yeah.
so that I know.
I love this.
And then, so I take my, you can do it in a Vitamix, but I have a Ninja.
Creamy maker, yeah.
Yeah, creamy maker. Okay, yeah. And so I do water, frozen celery, protein powder. That's what's
Okay.
going to make it taste good.
Okay.
And berries.
And berries.
And I blend it up, and you get the perfect consistency. And then sweet potato chips crumbled on top.
This is wild.
You cannot go wrong.
This is.
like, and
I think you
literally-
can. I think you can go wrong.
I literally look forward to it. It
I mean,
is
it
my
makes sense.
Yes.
It makes sense. With a limited diet,
Yes.
yes, you're going to have to do what you can.
yeah.
Well, in celery, it's almost all water. So you're
Yeah.
literally just, it's the fiber, the
Yep.
body of it.
Because
Yes,
the worst
it-
part about celery is the texture.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so the reason I went to
Very true.
celery was because what you just said is like I could throw a banana in there and make it creamy, and I do once in a while. I get a little wild,
A little risky.
A little risky. It's usually like a quarter of a frozen banana.
Oh
like it's
my
like barely
gosh,
any.
yeah.
So fun.
But it's good. And so that creaminess was what I was missing.
Right.
And for some reason, frozen celery or frozen cucumbers work, and it gives it
Yeah.
a creaminess.
Okay.
So it's more like sherbet than
Right.
it is ice cream.
That makes
Right,
sense.
'cause there's no
But I
cream
call
in
it my celery ice cream. And my mom's like, "Hey, can you make some ice cream?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Oh, she likes
loves,
it too.
She loves it.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah, she loves
Because
it.
she's not even strictly vegan.
Yeah,
She just
yeah.
needs something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet
She's
to
like,
eat.
"Oh, that's good." And every time she's like, "This is so good."
So cute. So funny.
It is. It's really good.
I love it. That's a
Yeah.
good question. No, I think the biggest tip that you pointed out was even if you're not willing to give up meat or certain things,
Yeah.
to aim to get 1 to 2 pounds of healing vegetables,
Yes.
ideally raw in your diet.
Yes.
I think that would be hugely
It's huge.
beneficial to
Yeah.
anybody. Then
Yeah.
you still have your steak or your eggs or whatever, but that alone will make a big difference.
And the things you're going to tweak is you're going to find out like, oh, broccoli, that gives me a lot of gas. I'm going to stay away from
Yes.
that.
Right.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have cabbage on my salad every day, and I'm do fine with it. I do.
Well, Christina has cabbage. She will die.
Right.
And so it's
Right.
different
Right.
people,
And so
different
different
things.
people, exactly. My mom cannot do cabbage. So
Yeah.
Right.
different people
It's
can
true.
do different things. And I think you put broccoli in your green smoothies.
yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
you can
Yeah.
do that. So I quit doing that because just
Gives you
my
gas.
stomach didn't like it.
yeah.
So you tweak things like that, but you do focus on what you know is God-made healing vegetables.
Totally.
Yeah.
And that's what you just put tons of it in your body. Yeah,
Wow.
even if you're
Love
going to keep eating meat.
Yeah. It's good. I like that.
Well, we're gonna kind of wind it
Yeah.
it down.
Yeah, we
right
talked
now.
a lot.
Yeah, thank you so much for all this information. I do have one more question for you. For those people that have started, and then Christina, any questions you
yeah,
have as
yeah.
well. For any people that have started and are kind of disheartened because the process is really hard,
Yes.
what kind of advice would you give them? And I'm not talking specifically vegan. I want to specify for people who have started diets
Yeah.
and are disheartened because the system doesn't seem to be working.
Yeah.
What would
Yeah.
you tell them?
I think one of the things, obviously, I feel very passionate about this because it worked for me.
Yeah.
But I had to give it time to work. And I think even Dr. Goldner says, plan on eating this way, high raw, without adding tofu, beans, nuts,
Right.
anything like that. Like just that for 6 weeks to 6 months.
Wow.
And my mom was having a lot of problems with her hands, with arthritis, inflammation. And I'm like, well, if you do this,
Yes.
Good
it
help.
might help,
Yeah.
you know? And she's like, she was desperate enough and she did it. And I mean, I'm talking 2-3 weeks later.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe the
Yeah,
difference.
yeah.
And so that's the thing is to actually have in mind, I'm going to give myself this amount of time. And I had decided I was going to give myself 6 months.
Yeah.
So that was my goal. And I'm going to see, is this thing going to work? Is it going to make a difference?
Yeah.
And what do I need to tweak along the way? Like, oh, that smoothie tastes like garbage. I can't drink that. I'm going to have to do something to get it where I can drink this. And, have that in mind. I'm going to adjust this so that it can be sustainable.
That's good.
But to give yourself time to see, is this going to work?
Yeah.
And so out of like all the diets, my brother the other day, I'm talking to him on the phone and he's talking about the Mediterranean diet. I'm like, oh yeah, for sure. I tried that one time. And again, it's always about health for me. It was not very, very seldom was it about losing weight.
Yeah.
And I looked up and I'm like, oh yeah, it has the good fish. You want to make sure that's Atlantic caught. And, the good oils, you want to make sure that's olive oil or extra virgin olive oil, get the really good stuff. There's a lot of things I've gathered over the years that I'm still solid on.
Yes.
Like I learned that 10 years ago, 15 years ago, but I still know that to be true.
Right.
And so you're going to carry things over, but you really want to aim for first of all, why are you doing it? Mm-hmm. And if it's for weight, there's nothing wrong with that. You just have to know you got to keep eating that way or you're going to gain the weight back.
It's got to be a lifestyle.
It has to be a lifestyle. So give yourself that amount of time. If it's for health, give yourself that amount of time and see, is this working?
Yeah.
Is this helping me?
Yeah.
If not, I need to try something else.
Yeah.
And that's okay. Or tweak what I'm doing.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm absolutely convinced, obviously, after 2.5 years, eating high raw, healthy, you could call it healthy vegan.
Right.
Yeah.
That this will help anyone health wise.
Yes.
It help people, weight wise too.
Yeah.
But even if you were still wanting to eat salmon and healthy salmon, healthy chicken, just to say it that way, healthy chicken, eggs, and did everything else really high green, high raw, you're going to feel so much better.
Oh, I bet.
There's just no way you won't.
Yes. Yeah.
It's just the way it is.
That's so good. I mean, that's kind of like what we've talked about as Caleb's covered different diets is how much is like the carnivore diet or the keto diet, people feeling better because they're not eating processed sugar or Doritos.
I've noticed you guys have said that for sure.
A lot of it is
what you're not eating.
What you're not eating, the elimination part.
Totally.
I found. Yeah, exactly. Wow, that's so good. I remember because I did the high raw vegan thing for I think about 6 months.
Okay.
And now I eat mostly vegan. I'll have meat sometimes, but because I don't do the solely high raw thing, it's easier. And
it's easier for you.
Yes, because like when we've gone on trips and stuff, like it's almost impossible when you're road tripping through Tennessee
it is very
to
hard.
find, unless you're eating some iceberg lettuce with some cherry tomatoes at a place,
totally.
It's pretty tricky. So you have to plan ahead, but I have found it to be very helpful for me. Yeah. And you've done the vegan thing, not high raw, but
not high raw, but I have done the vegan thing. And you do, like, we're at the end of 30 days of veganism right now, and you just feel great.
Yeah.
Like you feel really good. And I find that, like you said, I think the discipline that comes from following a diet, even if it was one like 10 years ago, like the fact that you were disciplined enough to do it, and you can have this other tool in your tool belt now.
Yeah.
Like you said, like, oh, I remember from that diet, that was really helpful. I'm going to take
so
that.
true.
And so even if you're not going to do full vegan, high raw vegan, which I would imagine you recommend for everybody.
Sure. Yeah.
Even if you're not going to do that, it's still really helpful to give it a shot and see how your body reacts to it, and then put that tool in your tool belt.
And then you can start adding stuff in and actually noticing.
Yeah.
If you wanted to add stuff back in, you can actually notice, oh, my stomach actually does not like almond butter.
Yeah.
I thought it was really good. I started noticing every time I put guacamole on my salad, which was daily, I started noticing my stomach got a kind of sour feeling. So I'll have avocados once in a blue moon, but I don't have them daily anymore.
Right.
And so you just start adjusting the stuff that is good for you, but also the stuff that maybe like a certain cracker. I eat crackers. I don't know if you should call them that, but they're pretty much, I think you talked about the paca bread that is pretty much seeds and nuts smashed into a patty.
Yeah.
They're delicious. I really like them a lot.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to eat those every day.
No.
I can tell my stomach's like feels heavy, more bloated. And so then I just have them every once in a while.
Right.
Yes.
That's good.
That's perfect.
Yeah. Well, and it's cool to get to a place because I feel like, so especially in our American diet, we're constantly eating things that are irritating to our intestines, and we just live slightly bloated or with gastrointestinal distress or have to run to the, and we just kind of have normalized that.
Yeah.
And so once you get where you're eating and you don't feel that way,
You'll notice
and
it.
then you eat the other day, like I had some chips, and my friend was like, those have some seed oils. I'm like, I don't care because I want to eat the guacamole it comes with.
And then an hour later, you cared.
Well, and all I could taste, I could taste the seed oil. I'm like, I've never ate a chip before, and all I taste is vegetable oil.
Yeah.
Your
Totally.
taste buds do adapt.
No,
So.
because Dad eats chips every day. He has tortilla chips every
Right,
day.
too.
And once in a while, I'll pop one in my mouth and I'll be like, oh, where did you get those?
Yeah.
Those, I can tell.
It just coats your mouth with oils and
yeah,
stuff. It's so strange.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Which I love that. I love that I don't like food that is bad for me.
Once you
Yeah.
feel good, it's so much easier not to eat food that
Yes.
doesn't make you feel
Yes.
good.
Totally.
Yes.
It is.
Very.
It's not even like, oh, I'm being noble by not eating that.
No.
I'm like, I just know I won't feel great.
Yeah. Yep. No, totally.
And I'll be laying in bed telling Caleb goodbye because I'm like dying. But don't call the ambulance because if they touch me, I will for sure die.
Yes.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So funny.
And lastly, on this podcast, we like to do recommends.
Yes.
Recommend something to our stuffies out there. So, Carrie,
Well, so the stuff is.
what would you recommend?
Oh, I have a variety of recommends this morning. First of all, we should post the green smoothie recipe
Yes.
in your notes.
We'll put that in
Yes.
the description of
Yep.
the podcast.
and I'll
for
give
sure.
a variety of options.
I love it.
And so I would recommend starting to drink green smoothies, even if you did, made up a pitcher and drank half a day and then drank the other half. I would recommend that. Another recommend is two music artists I like a lot right now.
Okay.
Forrest Frank. Yes, I really like Forrest Frank. Your Way is Better is the song I would highly recommend listening
very
to.
good
Good song.
Yeah. And Josiah Queen. Song Demons is my favorite.
I've never heard of that.
Tell those demons run and hide. They
Okay.
tremble at the name of Jesus
Let's
every
go.
time. Yes. And then my favorite author right now, also speaker, but I've really liked her book, is Jenny Allen. I just got through book number 4 of hers. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome author.
Yeah.
So
I
those
love
are
all
my
the recommends.
Good
That's
recommends.
great.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
All right, Christina.
I would recommend, I don't know, kind of in line with like the health thing, just starting slow, but like committing to something for a period of time. Like we'll try different like health things for 30 days. And so if you have in your mind, I don't have to do this for the rest of my life,
Right.
but
Yeah.
I'm not just going to do it for 3 days.
Yep.
You give yourself enough time to see a difference, and you can apply that to your sleep schedule or what kind of music you listen to, just things like that. Trying something for 30 days, I think gives you enough time to actually see if it makes a difference or not. Like we've tried certain things like, like having our legs elevated above our heart for 10 minutes a day to help with like drainage, and we're like, okay, we didn't really notice a difference. So we're not going to do that.
Yeah.
But we have noticed like, getting sunlight in the morning is very helpful.
Yeah.
So I think just sticking to something for 30 days, you don't have to do it
Good.
for your whole life.
Yeah.
You can see.
Unless it's a juice fast.
Oh yes. And then abandon it if you're dying.
I made it 27 days.
Yeah. It's more than
Okay.
me. I did 18, but Caleb's like, you're
Yeah.
And then I
dying.
bequeathed you my expensive juicer. Never
my
again will I
gosh.
do that.
I can just picture Christina. She was hiding in the kitchen eating, what were you eating? Noodles?
Yes.
Yeah. I was like, you can eat food and not be ashamed. I
Yes.
think this needs to stop. This juice fast needs to come to an end.
Awesome.
I love it.
That's awesome.
I love it.
Unless it's a juice fast. That's a good caveat.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. If your body's
30
breaking
days is
down,
too long.
maybe quit.
Too long. How long
love
did you
it.
make it?
27.
27. That's impressive.
It
Yes.
was
It's impressive.
very
Yeah.
impressive before I almost died.
I love it. What about you, babe? What's your recommendation?
I'm gonna tack onto yours
Okay.
a little bit. So do something for 30 days, hopefully diet related after this podcast.
Yeah.
And give yourself the the grace to fail in it.
Yeah.
You know, I think that the first 30 days of something, it's kind of just stumbling. You got to stumble to the finish line. And then once you hit that 30 days, maybe you keep going.
Yeah.
In that next 30 days when you're
Totally.
actually starting to jog, starting to run a little bit.
I like that.
So in other words, don't just quit just because you didn't do it perfect.
Yeah, stumble through it. Like
Absolutely.
even if you mess up every single day,
Totally.
get to the 30 days and just say, I tried it for 30 days.
Yeah.
That's the biggest part.
Yeah.
So
I love that.
that's my recommend.
Great.
Cool.
Good,
All
good.
right.
Cool. Well, thank you for coming on the podcast.
This is so fun.
awesome.
Long time
Yeah.
coming. Yes. It's good.
I had so many more questions like as you were going through the different things you do in your diet.
Yeah.
And so we'll definitely have to have you back on.
Yes,
just
definitely.
to go through
That'd
do
be
a
very
deeper
fun.
dive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it.
I've loved it. So
Cool. Well,
Awesome.
I'll bring us out. Well, this has been stuff that we like / enjoy, at least to this point in time. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.